All right, let's dive into something that is absolutely critical for anyone getting into digital assets: crypto security, and specifically your very first wallet. Okay, so you did it. You bought your first crypto. Awesome. But have you ever stopped to think, where does it actually live? I mean, really, where is it? And understanding the answer to that question is the key to protecting your investment. Because in this brand new world, there is one golden rule you just have to know. And this is it. The person who controls the private keys controls the assets. Seriously, burn this into your brain. This is the whole game. It's all about you being in control, about self-custody. If you only remember one thing from this whole explainer, please let it be this. Okay, so to really get a grip on what those keys are, we've got to talk about the tool that holds them. So let's jump into part one, your digital keychain. Right off the bat, let's clear up the biggest misunderstanding about crypto wallets. They don't actually hold your coins. Nope. Your crypto lives on the blockchain, always. A wallet is really just a tool. Think of it like a digital keychain that securely holds the private keys you need to get to your funds. So your wallet manages two kinds of keys. First, you've got your public key. This is kind of like your bank account number. You can share it with anyone, no problem. That's how people send your crypto. But then there's the private key. This is like the password and the PIN to your entire bank account, all rolled into one. It proves you own everything and it lets you spend it. You never, ever share this with anyone. Now, not all wallets are created equal. They basically fall into two main camps, and a good way to think about it is like your daily wallet versus your vault. And the big difference here is whether they're online or not. Hot wallets are connected to the internet. They're apps on your phone or extensions in your browser. Super convenient for everyday use, right? It's like the cash you'd keep in your pocket. Cold wallets, on the other hand, are completely offline. They're physical devices. This is your safe in the basement, built for maximum security for the long haul. So that's the obvious next question, right? You've got these two options, the pocket wallet and the vault. Which one should you actually be using? Well, it really just comes down to what you're doing. For small amounts, for daily transactions and quick access, a hot wallet like Trust Wallet or MetaMask is perfect. But for the big stuff, for the crypto you plan to hold for a long time, what we call hodling, you absolutely want the security of a cold hardware wallet. Something like a Ledger or a Trezor that keeps your keys completely offline and safe. But here's the thing. Most people don't actually start with one of these dedicated wallets. They start somewhere else entirely. So let's talk about that first step. In part 3, the gateway to crypto. And for almost everyone, this is where the journey begins. A crypto exchange. These are platforms where you can easily buy, sell, and trade crypto with your regular currency. I mean, they're the most common on-ramp for a reason. They make getting started super simple. But, and this is a big but, remember that golden rule? When your crypto is just sitting there on an exchange, you don't actually control the private keys. The exchange does. Yeah, it's convenient, but you're trusting someone else with your money. And there's a famous saying in crypto, not your keys, not your crypto. Simple as that. So, when you do make that smart move to take control with your own wallet, you're going to get introduced to what is, without a doubt, the single most important piece of information you will ever own in this space. Let's talk about part 4, your one and only lifeline. This is your seed phrase. You might also hear it called a recovery phrase. It's just a list of 12 to 24 random words. But look, this is way more than a password. This is the master key to everything. It can regenerate all of your private keys and restore your entire wallet on a brand new device if your old one gets lost or stolen or just breaks. This phrase is everything. And because it's so incredibly powerful, the rules for protecting it are absolute. I want you to listen carefully. Never, ever take a screenshot of it. Don't you dare store it in Google Drive or Dropbox. Do not type it into some random website. Don't save it in an email or a text. And for the love of God, never share it with anyone, not even someone pretending to be from support. The second someone has these words, they have your crypto. Game over. This is what it means to be your own bank. There is no forgot password button in crypto. There's no 1-800 number you can call to get your money back. Protecting that seed phrase is 100% your responsibility and yours alone. Okay, we have covered a ton of ground, so now let's pull it all together into a simple, actionable guide. This is our final section, the rules of the road. All right, when you're sending crypto, you have to be meticulous. First, you get the receiver's public address. It's a long string of characters. Then you double-check it. And after you double-check it, you triple-check it. I'm serious. One wrong character and your funds are gone forever. It's also critical to select the correct blockchain network. Think of it as sending a package via FedEx versus UPS. You have to pick the right one, or it just won't get there. So, let's wrap this up with your final safety checklist. Ready? 1. Move any large amounts to a cold wallet. Get it off the exchange. 2. Store your seed phrase physically, on paper, on metal, and keep it offline. 3. Always enable two-factor authentication on your exchange accounts. 4. Be super skeptical. Don't click on weird links or fall for crazy offers. And 5. Use strong, unique passwords for everything. You do these things, and you're already way ahead of the curve. When you boil it all down, it really comes back to this one core idea. It doesn't matter what your strategy is. Safe storage is the foundation of long-term success in cryptocurrency. How you protect your assets is just as important as which assets you choose to buy. Look, this technology puts an incredible amount of power and responsibility right in your hands. You now have the knowledge you need to secure your assets and truly, finally own them. So the only question left to ask is, now that you can be your own bank, what will you build?